Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and wondered if you're truly living up to your potential? Have you ever felt like you're waiting for something to change, something outside of you to make you feel powerful, to make you feel worthy? Well, let me tell you something. The power you seek has always been inside you. It has always been within your reach. We are all queens, born with an inner strength, an unwavering power, and an infinite potential. But sometimes we forget. Sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes society tells us what we should or should not be. But no one, no circumstance, no belief system has the right to define us but us. Being a queen isn't about the title. It's not about external validation. It's about knowing your worth, respecting your dreams, and refusing to settle for less than what you truly deserve. A queen doesn't wait for permission to rise. She doesn't sit and wonder if she's enough. She stands tall in the face of every challenge, knowing that every obstacle is just another opportunity to become stronger. She wears her scars with pride because they are the proof of her resilience, of her growth, of her journey. So let's stop apologizing for our strength. Let's stop dimming our light because someone else is intimidated by it. Let's stop shrinking ourselves to fit into spaces that were never designed for us. It's time to own your story. It's time to own your power. You are not just a part of this world. You are meant to change it. You are meant to lead, to inspire, to conquer, and to create. You have everything within you to rule your life with grace, with courage, and with fierce determination. You are a queen, and it's time you start acting like one. You are worthy of the life you dream of. You are worthy of love, respect, and every success you desire. The world needs your voice. The world needs your vision. The world needs your strength. So rise, stand tall, and let the world see the queen you were always meant to be. Recognizing your own worth is one of the most powerful and transformative actions you can take in your life. It's easy to get caught up in what other people think of us, to live for validation from the outside world, or to measure our value against societal expectations. But when we let external standards define who we are, we lose touch with the very essence of what makes us unique and beautiful. Your worth is not something that can be defined by anyone other than yourself. It is intrinsic, a part of you, a gift you carry with you wherever you go. The first step in embracing your worth is to believe in it fully, unapologetically, and without reservation. So many people go through life seeking approval from others. They try to fit into molds that society has created for them, or they compare themselves to others, thinking they are somehow less than or not enough. But the truth is that each person has something beautiful and unique to offer. No one else can take your place in this world. When you seek approval from the outside, you're allowing the opinions and judgments of others to shape your perception of yourself. You start to rely on external validation to feel good about who you are. And when that validation isn't there, you feel small, insignificant, or like you don't matter. That's not how life should be. You are enough. You always have been and always will be. To recognize your worth, you need to look inside. You need to tap into the very core of who you are. Think about the times when you felt proud of yourself, when you felt on top of the world, when you knew you were doing your best. Those moments are not accidents. They are reflections of your inner strength, your resilience, and your potential. Those moments are the truth about who you are. Strong, capable, and deserving of all the success and happiness that comes your way. But too often we dismiss these moments or brush them aside. We downplay our achievements or chalk them up to luck or external factors. We don't stop to fully appreciate the hard work, the dedication, and the sacrifice it took to get there. Believing in your worth means recognizing the value you bring to the table. You don't have to fit into anyone else's idea of success, beauty, or strength. The world will always try to tell you who you should be. There will always be voices trying to steer you in a direction that doesn't align with your true purpose. But you don't have to follow those voices. You are the only one who knows your heart and soul, your desires, your passions, your dreams. These are all unique to you and they matter. Your worth is not contingent on meeting someone else's standards. It is inherent in your very being. When you recognize your worth, you stop measuring your value based on what others think. You stop doubting yourself. You stop second-guessing your abilities. You begin to trust your instincts, to trust your judgment, and to trust your capacity to make decisions that are best for you. You start to prioritize yourself, your needs, and your well-being without feeling guilty or selfish. Recognizing your worth isn't about arrogance or thinking you're better than others. It's about understanding that you have a place in this world and your voice, your presence, your contributions matter. For some, recognizing their worth can be a difficult journey. Many of us grow up with messages that tell us we're not enough, we're too loud, too quiet, too bold, too soft, too ambitious, or not ambitious enough. We are taught to shrink ourselves to fit into a box, to make others comfortable, to dim our light, to avoid standing out. These messages can become ingrained in our minds, and over time, they start to shape how we see ourselves. But here's the thing, you're not the sum of the messages others have given you. You're not the limiting beliefs you've internalized. You're not the criticism or the judgment that others have thrown your way. You are far more than any label that has ever been placed on you. The first step toward recognizing your worth is to unlearn all of these false beliefs. Start questioning the things you've been told about yourself. Are they true? Are they serving you? Or are they just stories that have been passed down to you by a world that doesn't know you? The only story that matters is the one you tell yourself. And that story should be one of strength, power, and resilience. You are worthy of love, success, happiness, and everything you dream of. And no one, not even yourself, has the right to tell you otherwise. The next step is to stop seeking approval from others. It's easy to rely on others to tell us we're doing okay, to reassure us that we're on the right path. But no one knows what's best for you more than you do. No one can tell you what you're capable of or what you deserve. Only you can do that. When you start seeking validation from within, you free yourself from the need to please others. You can make choices based on what feels right for you, not based on what others expect of you. This doesn't mean you won't encounter challenges or setbacks, but when you recognize your worth, you have the confidence to face them head on and keep moving forward. Owning your power is a transformative experience. It begins with the simple realization that you are not powerless, that you are not a passive bystander in your own life. You are the creator of your own destiny, the director of your own story, and the leader of your own journey. For many of us, however, this realization does not come easily. We live in a world that often tells us we are too small, too insignificant, or too weak to make a difference. We are constantly bombarded with messages that make us believe we need someone else's permission or approval to pursue our dreams, to speak up for ourselves, or to stand in our full potential. But these messages are lies. The truth is that we have the power within us to change our lives and impact the world around us. It all starts with recognizing that power and choosing to own it. Owning your power means accepting full responsibility for your life. It means acknowledging that while circumstances and other people may influence your path, the decisions you make are ultimately yours. It means taking control of your thoughts, your actions, and your choices without allowing anyone or anything to dictate who you should be. So many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, the perfect opportunity, or someone else's permission to act. They wait for a sign, for a door to open, or for others to validate their worth before they move forward. But the truth is, the only sign you need is the one that comes from within. The moment you decide that you are ready to step into your power, you will start to see opportunities everywhere, and you will be the one to create them. A powerful person is not someone who has it all figured out or who never faces challenges. In fact, the most powerful people are often the ones who have faced the most adversity. They are the ones who have overcome obstacles, who have fallen down and gotten back up, who have refused to be defeated by the struggles they encountered. Owning your power does not mean that life will always be easy or that things will always go as planned. What it means is that regardless of the circumstances, you have the inner strength and resilience to rise above them. You have the ability to keep moving forward, to keep pushing yourself, and to keep striving toward your goals, even when it seems difficult or impossible. The power you own is not an external force that you have to acquire or attain. It is something that resides within you, in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. It is your capacity to make choices, to take action, and to persist in the face of adversity. Owning your power means acknowledging that you are capable of creating the life you want, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. It means no longer allowing fear, doubt, or insecurity to hold you back from pursuing your dream. It means trusting that you have everything within you to achieve your goals, even if the journey is not always clear or straightforward. A big part of owning your power is the ability to believe in yourself, even when others may not believe in you. We live in a world where it is easy to seek validation from others, to look for approval and encouragement from the people around us. But when you rely too much on others for validation, you give away your power. You allow others' opinions, judgments, and expectations to dictate your self-worth and your action. Instead of relying on others to tell you what you can and can't do, you need to trust yourself and believe that you have the strength to accomplish anything you set your mind to. Believing in yourself means embracing your uniqueness, your strengths, and your flaws. It means acknowledging that you are worthy of success, love, and happiness, regardless of what anyone else says. Owning your power is not about becoming someone else or trying to meet other people's standards. It's about embracing who you truly are and understanding that your authenticity is your greatest strength. When you step into your power, you stop pretending to be something you're not, and you stop shrinking to fit into the expectations of others. You start to honor your true self, and you make choices that align with your values, your passions, and your purpose. Another key element of owning your power is setting boundaries. Boundaries are a way of protecting your energy, your time, and your well-being. They are an expression of self-respect and self-love. When you own your power, you no longer allow others to take advantage of you or manipulate you into doing things that don't serve you. You learn to say no when something doesn't align with your values or your goals, and you create space for the things and people that nourish you. Setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of self-preservation and empowerment. It shows that you value yourself enough to prioritize your own needs and well-being, and it enables you to show up as the best version of yourself for the people and things that matter most. Owning your power also means embracing your voice. It means speaking up for what you believe in, expressing your thoughts and opinions with confidence, and refusing to stay silent when something matters to you. Too often, people hold themselves back out of fear of judgment or rejection, but when you own your power, you realize that your voice matters. What you have to say is important, and you deserve to be heard. This doesn't mean that you have to agree with everyone or that you have to constantly fight to be heard. It means that you have the right to speak your truth, to stand up for what's right, and to advocate for yourself and others. Your voice is one of your greatest sources of power, and it is your tool for creating change in your life and in the world. Owning your power is about recognizing that you are in control of your life. You have the ability to shape your future, to overcome challenges, and to make a difference in the world. You are not at the mercy of external forces or other people's opinions. The power is within you. It always has been, and it always will be. When you choose to own your power, you choose to take full responsibility for your life and your choices. You choose to step into the best version of yourself and create the life you deserve. You choose to stop waiting for permission and to start living as the powerful person you were always meant to be. Celebrating your journey means acknowledging the path you have walked, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you've gained through your experiences. Too often, we focus on where we want to go next, on the next achievement, the next goal, the next milestone. We become so focused on the future that we forget to look at how far we've come. Every step, no matter how small, has contributed to the person you are today. Every obstacle you've faced, every challenge you've overcome, and every moment of joy you've experienced has shaped you and brought you to this point. The journey is as important as the destination, if not more so. Many people think that success or fulfillment is something to be achieved only in the future. We set goals and dream of reaching a certain place, and we believe that when we get there, we will finally be happy, content, or complete. But the truth is, the journey itself is where the real growth happens. Every challenge you encounter, every victory you achieve, and every failure you endure contributes to your development. These moments are not just stepping stones towards some distant goal. They are the moments that make you who you are. Celebrating your journey also means honoring the hard times. It means recognizing that every struggle, every setback, every disappointment has played a role in building your resilience. Life is not a straight path. It is full of twists, turns, and detours. And sometimes the detours are where we learn the most about ourselves. When things don't go according to plan, it can be easy to feel discouraged, to wonder if you're on the right path, or to lose faith in your ability to succeed. But those hard times are where the seeds of strength are planted. They are where you learn your greatest lessons, where you discover your inner resources, and where you build the character that will carry you forward. Every challenge you've faced has given you an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to strengthen the muscles of perseverance and resilience. Instead of seeing struggles as obstacles, see them as opportunities to learn something new about yourself and the world around you. They are not failures, they are stepping stones on your path. The key to celebrating your journey is reframing these experiences. Rather than focusing on what you lacked or what went wrong, focus on what you gained. What lessons did you learn? How did you adapt? What strength did you discover within yourself? When you celebrate these moments of growth, you shift your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility. Celebrating your journey also involves recognizing your successes, no matter how big or small. We live in a society that often emphasizes the importance of the big wins, the major accomplishments, the huge milestones, the massive successes. While these moments are certainly worth celebrating, it's equally important to celebrate the small victories along the way. The everyday moments of courage, determination, and resilience are just as significant as the grand achievements. Did you push through a difficult day? Did you choose to keep going even when it felt like giving up was easier? Did you step out of your comfort zone, face a fear, or challenge yourself in some way? These are victories worth celebrating, and they deserve to be acknowledged. We often underestimate the power of small steps. We think that progress has to look a certain way, that it has to be big and noticeable. But true progress is often quiet. It's in the small decisions you make each day, the ways you show up for yourself and others, and the consistency with which you pursue your dreams. If you wait until you've reached a big goal to celebrate, you may miss out on the joy and fulfillment that comes from the smaller victories. When you take the time to recognize and appreciate your progress, no matter how incremental, you build momentum. You remind yourself that you are capable, that you are moving forward, and that your journey is worth celebrating. Another important part of celebrating your journey is acknowledging the people who have supported you along the way. No journey is undertaken in isolation. Along the way, you've had people who believed in you, who encouraged you, who lifted you up when you were down. They may have been family members, friends, mentors, or even strangers who offered a kind word when you needed it most. Recognizing the support and love of others is an essential part of celebrating your journey. It reminds you that you are not alone, that there are people who care about you and want to see you succeed. Take the time to express gratitude to those who have been there for you and celebrate the role they've played in your success. Celebrating your journey also means letting go of comparison. It's easy to look around and compare your journey to someone else's. In the age of social media, it's almost impossible not to see what others are doing and wonder why you're not there yet, why you haven't achieved the same things, or why your path doesn't look the same. But comparison is the thief of joy. When you compare your journey to others, you rob yourself of the opportunity to fully appreciate your own. Your path is unique to you. No one else has walked in your shoes, faced your specific challenges, or had your exact experiences. You are not meant to follow someone else's timeline. You are meant to walk your own. When you embrace your own path and stop comparing it to others, you give yourself the freedom to celebrate your progress and honor your unique journey. Rejecting external limitations is one of the most empowering steps you can take in life. We live in a world where societal expectations, cultural norms, and other people's opinions can often dictate how we see ourselves and what we believe we can achieve. These external limitations can creep into our minds, convincing us that we are not enough, that we don't deserve success, or that we cannot reach our full potential. However, the truth is that these limitations are not real. They are constructs, beliefs, opinions, and judgments that have been passed down or imposed on us. They do not define who we are or what we are capable of. When you reject these limitations, you open up a world of possibilities and you start to realize the immense power and potential that lies within you. The first step in rejecting external limitations is to acknowledge that they exist. Many people walk through life unconsciously accepting the messages they've been given. They accept that they are too young, too old, too inexperienced, or too incapable. They believe that certain things are reserved for other people, not for them. These beliefs are often ingrained from an early age, shaped by family, society, and the media. But the first step to breaking free from these constraints is to recognize that they are just that, constraints. They are not truths, but rather narratives that have been handed down to us. By becoming aware of these external limitations, you can begin to challenge them and question their validity. Once you recognize these limitations, you can start the work of breaking them down. This is where your personal power comes into play. You have the ability to rewrite the story of who you are. You have the power to define yourself, to decide what you are capable of, and to refuse to let external opinions define your worth. It's easy to internalize societal expectations, what we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, and where we're supposed to go in life. But when you reject these imposed limitations, you create space for your own voice to emerge. You start to realize that you don't have to follow someone else's idea of success or happiness. You are the author of your own story, and you can choose your path, regardless of what others say or think. A huge part of rejecting external limitations is letting go of the fear of judgment. Many people hold themselves back because they are afraid of what others will think. They are afraid to speak up, to pursue their dreams, or to go after what they want because they fear the criticism, the rejection, or the judgment that may come with it. This fear can be paralyzing, and it can stop us from living authentically. But here's the truth. You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control how others perceive you or what they think of your choices. And you certainly cannot live your life in a way that pleases everyone. No matter what you do, there will always be people who criticize or judge you. The key is to stop allowing their opinions to shape your reality. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. When you reject the fear of judgment, you give yourself the freedom to be unapologetically you. Another important aspect of rejecting external limitations is challenging the beliefs you hold about yourself. We are often our own harshest critics, internalizing the negative messages we hear and believing that we are not capable of more. We may think that we are not smart enough, not talented enough, not experienced enough, or not worthy of success. These self-limiting beliefs are often born from the judgments and expectations of others, and they can be some of the most difficult obstacles to overcome. But the truth is, you are more than enough. You have everything within you to succeed and achieve the life you desire. When you reject these self-imposed limitations, you begin to realize that your potential is limitless. There is no reason why you cannot achieve your dreams or pursue your passions. Your abilities are not defined by your past or by the limitations others have placed on you. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. To reject external limitations, it's also important to embrace the idea of failure as part of the process. Many people are afraid to take risks because they fear failure. They think that if they fail, it will confirm their worst fears, that they are not capable, that they are not worthy, or that they cannot succeed. But failure is not the end of the road. It is a step along the way. It is a learning experience, an opportunity to grow, and a necessary part of success. Every successful person has faced failure at some point in their journey. The difference is that they didn't let it define them. They didn't let it stop them. They rejected the limitation that failure was a sign of inadequacy and instead saw it as a valuable lesson. When you begin to view failure as a stepping stone to success, you free yourself from the fear that holds you back. You give yourself permission to try, to stumble, to rise again, and to keep moving forward. Rejecting external limitations also means embracing your unique qualities and talents. Society often tries to put people into boxes, labeling them based on their gender, race, age, or background. It can be easy to believe that you must fit a certain mold in order to succeed, but your uniqueness is what makes you powerful. The very things that set you apart from others are the qualities that give you an edge. When you reject the limitations imposed by society, you embrace the things that make you different. You begin to see that your diversity, your experiences, and your perspective are your strengths, not your weaknesses. The world needs your voice, your ideas, and your talents, just as they are. When you reject the notion that you must conform to external standards, you give yourself the freedom to shine in your own authentic way. Rejecting external limitations is about realizing your own worth and power. You are not bound by the expectations of others. You are not confined to the path that others have laid out for you. You have the ability to create your own path, to set your own standards, and to define success on your own terms. When you stop allowing external limitations to control your life, you become unstoppable. You tap into your true potential and start to live life on your own terms. You take back the power that was always yours and use it to create the life you want. The only limits that exist are the ones you choose to accept. Reject them and watch how your world begins to open up. You are worthy of everything you desire. It may sound simple, but for many people, this concept can be hard to accept and internalize. Society often teaches us that we must earn our worth, that we must prove ourselves before we are allowed to receive love, success, or happiness. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe that we are not inherently deserving of the good things in life. We are told that we must work harder, be more, or change something about ourselves in order to receive the things we desire. But the truth is that your worth is not something that needs to be earned or proven. It is inherent. You are worthy of love, success, and every beautiful thing that life has to offer simply because you exist. The journey to accepting your worthiness begins with understanding that you do not need to seek validation from others. Too often, we look outside of ourselves for affirmation, for people to tell us we are good enough or worthy enough. We seek external approval in the form of praise, recognition, or love, believing that these things will define our value. But when we rely on others to tell us our worth, we give away our power. We place our sense of self-worth in the hands of people who may not always recognize or appreciate our true value. This external validation is fleeting and unreliable. The moment we stop seeking it and begin to recognize our inherent worth, we free ourselves from the need to please others or gain their approval. Understanding that your worth is not determined by what others think or say is a crucial step in embracing your true value. The opinions of others can be influential, but they do not define you. Whether someone praises you or criticizes you, their words do not change the essence of who you are. Your worth is not tied to your achievements, your appearance, or your social status. It is not based on how others perceive you, but rather on the fact that you are a unique individual with your own experiences, strengths, and qualities. When you learn to detach your sense of self-worth from external opinions, you begin to understand that your value is constant, independent of the judgments of others. Another important aspect of accepting your worthiness is letting go of self-doubt. We all have moments when we question ourselves, when we wonder if we are good enough or if we deserve to reach our goals. These moments of doubt can be paralyzing and can prevent us from pursuing our dreams or taking risks. But self-doubt is not a reflection of your true worth. It is simply a product of fear. It's the fear of failure, of not being enough, or of facing rejection. But none of these fears are true indicators of your worth. They are simply obstacles created by your mind to keep you from stepping into your power. When you learn to recognize self-doubt for what it is, a temporary emotion, not a truth, you can choose to let it go. You can replace doubt with confidence, trust in yourself, and a belief that you are worthy of achieving your goals. One of the most powerful things you can do in this process is to start practicing self-love. Self-love is the foundation of recognizing your worth. It is the practice of treating yourself with kindness, respect, and compassion. It means taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Self-love is not about being perfect. It's about accepting yourself as you are, flaws and all. It's about forgiving yourself for your mistakes, celebrating your accomplishments, and being gentle with yourself during difficult times. When you practice self-love, you show yourself that you are deserving of care, attention, and happiness. You teach yourself that you are worthy of love, respect, and all the good things life has to offer. Another key aspect of embracing your worthiness is letting go of comparisons. It is easy to compare yourself to others and feel like you fall short. We often look at other people's lives and think that they have it all together, or that they are more successful, more attractive, or more talented than we are. This comparison can make us feel inadequate and unworthy. But the truth is that everyone is on their own unique journey. You are not meant to walk the same path as anyone else. Your worth is not based on how you measure up to others. It is based on who you are as an individual. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself to appreciate your own unique qualities and to celebrate the progress you have made in your own life. Recognizing your worth also means embracing your mistakes and failures as part of the journey. It is natural to feel discouraged or ashamed when we make mistakes or experience setbacks. We may think that our failures mean that we are not worthy of success or that we are not capable of achieving our dreams. But failure is not a reflection of your worth. It is simply a part of the process of growth. Every successful person has faced failure along the way, and they didn't allow it to define them. Instead, they used their failures as opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. When you begin to see mistakes and setbacks as valuable learning experiences rather than signs of inadequacy, you embrace the fact that you are worthy of success, even if the path to it is not always smooth.